Hello, Brian. Hi. Welcome, everyone. And we are going to start off with our wonderful musicians this morning. And I just want to give a special shout out to all of you because you guys are amazing. And so we know Jimmy, he's the lead man here who is so creative. We have Doreen, we have Jesse, we have Ron, Jim, we have Frank. Raise your hand, Sally, Mary, Joyful Joy, Reverend Wayne, and as I mentioned, the main man. Did I get everybody? Yes, and so thank you. And the words for these songs that they're going to be doing are in your program. So everybody stand up. That was fun. And Reverend Elizabeth wrote those words. She's amazing. While you're still on your feet, please turn to one another and offer the Namaste greeting. The light within me honors the light within you. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated and take a moment to silence your cell phones. Well, grand rising, beloved. You guys all look so beautiful out there, and also you at home in your pajamas. I'm jealous. I am Reverend Diane Davison. Welcome to the Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by just changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for each of you. Welcome home. We have been waiting for each and every one of you. Yes. And I have an affirmation to start us off this morning, and I invite you to repeat after me. I don't have a light. I am the light. Woohoo! I love that. Let's do it again. Repeat after me. I don't have a light. I am the light. Yes, yes. Wonderful. Thank you all. I love our community here. It is so special to me. I drive from Los Osos to be here as much as I can. And we're missing, I know, Reverend Elizabeth and Travis and Susan and her husband who doesn't come, Larry. I'm just teasing. And we know they're with relatives, and we're wishing them safe travels. And for our other members that might be with friends and family, safe travels to all of you, and just slow your roll. You're going to get there when you need to. Well, the reason I love our community is because we know the power of prayer. It is one of our foundational practices in Science of Mind. And we offer all of you many ways to receive prayers from our soul support team of professional practitioners and ministers. This is our gift to each and every one of you. And all I'm going to invite you to do is in your program, there is a flyer that says prayer requests. And I've already filled out my prayer request. And you're going to fill that out. I'm going to invite everyone to do it today. And you're going to put it over in the prayer request box. If you don't have a pen to write with, that's fine. There's many pens over there. And again, I warmly encourage every single person to fill out a prayer request for yourself or for someone you care about. This is a free gift to yourselves, and all you have to do is ask. And I want to remind all of you, when you do a prayer request, it is totally confidential. It can be anything in your heart, perhaps support for an upcoming procedure, a peace of mind, maybe some relief, some burdens you may be carrying around that's heavy on your shoulders, or celebrating a blessing in your life. Maybe a new grandbaby came into your life. My personal prayer request for today that I've already filled out is for a healthy and joyful holiday season. And if you feel called to do some more work with a professional practitioner or minister, all of our information to contact us are in the program. You can reach out to us for an hour, hour and a half session to explore and support you on your spiritual journey. And I just want to let you know that when you have a confidential session with a practitioner or a minister, they each set their own fees. However, no one is ever turned away. And after the service today, Gina, our practitioner for today, will be available in the lobby to offer a 1-minute miracle. And if she's busy with someone, no worries. If you see a practitioner with a stole on, feel free to approach them or a minister with a badge on, myself or Reverend Wayne over there. Additionally, our practitioner, Ann, who's sitting here in the front, is holding the high watch during our service, sitting in a meditative prayer and anchoring in our space for peace, light, and love. And let's just take a moment, put our hand over our heart, and send her some love. Thank you. And now I would like to invite practitioner Gina to share an earnest home reading and to lead us in our opening prayer treatment.
Thank you, Reverend Diane. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a reading from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. This is also our book of the month. Mine's a little outdated. The more updated copy is right below me. And I'll invite you all to just, turn within, rest your eyes, gaze out at the lake, take these words in, and then I will go into a prayer. So this is from page 198, and it's titled Direct Contact with the Infinite. It is written, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned." This means that the objective senses, the intellect with all its arguments, might easily keep us from the kingdom of God unless we are careful to remember that spiritual things must be spiritually discerned. There's an inner meaning to everything, an inside to every fact, a hidden cause within every visible effect. This cause is spirit. If we spiritually discern this hidden cause, if we inwardly know that it is operating for us, then we are thinking from the recognition of the allness of good. We all have direct access to the parent mind, but we do not all use this direct access because we are so used to judging from external facts. It is difficult for us to get away from the apparent long enough to judge the real. When we know that there is but one spirit in the entire universe, we shall know that there is but one source for all forms. We shall know that every form is some manifestation of this source. When we have found that this source is also centered in us, we shall know that we can come directly to it, and discerning that its spiritual nature is love and truth and beauty, and particularly that it is responsive. We shall make known our requests with thanksgiving, with complete mental abandonment. And so I just know that this one source, this spirit, this one cause that there is the source of all things. It is what has created me in my full expression and all living things. And I am never separate from it. It's impossible to be separate from what I am. And I am the light and the love of spirit. And I'm a unique, individualized expression of it. And that's the truth for all beings. Each and every person here is a unique, individualized expression of spirit. Yet we are all one. We are all whole because we are all made from the same stuff. And so I know that this day is a blessing. I know that this light and this love that lives through me as me is being shed upon everyone as they've come through these doors today. And I know that as we approach this week of light and celebration, we also recognize anything that might not feel good, that it might be a memory of someone we love that's no longer with us. But that's okay because that's part of spirit and they are spirit and they're always here with us. And so I also know that Delon's talk today has been divinely guided and written already through Delon, and he is delivering the message of spirit. And I know that I receive something special from it, just as I know everyone here is going to receive exactly what they need. And I know this also comes through the music and the musicians and the fellowship we all get to enjoy afterwards. So I'm grateful for this community, and I'm grateful for this teaching, just knowing that all these prayers are already answered, and every prayer that request that goes in today is already answered in the mind of God, and I'm grateful for that. And so there's nothing left to do now except to release all the words that I've spoken and let go and let Spirit express. And together we claim this by saying, "And so it is."
A song by John Lennon.
And so it is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so is it Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's make it a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas, and then for song, the rich and the poor ones, sing you this song. So happy Christmas, for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's all stop the fight. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's make it a good one without any fear. War is over when we let it. War is over now. Faith within us when we let it. Faith within us now. Flowing through us when we let it. Flowing through us now. Love surrounds us when we let it. Love surrounds us now.
Yes, let's give him some love. Yes, thank you. And your beautiful solo, Jim, and Frank, those reindeer ears, you're working it. You're working, I love it. You can't help but look at him and smile, huh? And feel the love here. Aren't we lucky? Aren't we so blessed? And I don't know, I'm just feeling so much gratitude for just being here in this wonderful location surrounded by nature. And I failed to mention that if you're at home and you would like a prayer request, just go to info@awakeningways.org. And if you could be so kind and put in the subject line prayer requests so we can get to it immediately. And remember, prayer requests, fill it out. No one's leaving without it being filled out. I'll be at the door checking. I mean, this is so vital. So thank you, everyone. So we are so honored to have a professional practitioner, a ministerial student who will be graduating next year. Yes, Delon. And you know, I found out Delon's been a part of this community for 11 or 12 years. You know, he does everything. He plays the guitar, he sings, he's a great surfer, he's a contractor. He's not only that, but a great husband, a grandfather now. And I know when I first came to your beautiful community, I could just feel the love coming from Delon. He is so grounded and just exudes that compassion, and I have never, ever heard him ever say anything negative about anybody, any place, anywhere. So he gives me the light to be reminded of how beautiful it is to be in this community. Delon is going to talk about the incredible light of being, and also he's a wonderful husband too. And good looking. Very handsome. And so I want to welcome Delon. I know he's going to touch all of us. And here you go, Delon.
Thank you. Well, how do you follow that? Well, good morning, you guys. It's good to be here. Really good to be here. And I really do hope something in this touches you that you can take with you. Yeah, that's my biggest hope. So last night was the shortest night of the year, right? The solstice. And the thing that's been interesting to me this month. Pardon? Sorry, longest. Oh, I got that backwards. Okay, shortest day, longest night. But the interesting thing is that there can't be night without day, right? There can't be darkness without light. Darkness is not a force. Light is a necessary ingredient. And I'll have a little more on that later. But Tuesday night, we had a beautiful candlelight celebration here. It was amazing. A lot of you were here. And we celebrated the light, and we ignited the light within each one of us. And in the Christian traditions, Christ is symbolized by the light. Jesus, the way shower, or God in the flesh, is symbolized by light. And that is the light of being that's in each one of us. Every year at Christmas, my father-in-law says the blessing at dinner. And he always says, may we understand the true meaning of Christmas. But he doesn't say what it is. But here's what it really is. It's the true celebration of the beautiful Christ light shining in and as every being. So Christmas is coming, a couple of days. Are we ready? Really? Everyone's ready? Kind of, yes. Gina has mentioned in her prayers that this can be a difficult time of year for many of us. We have great expectations of ourselves. We have great expectations of others. We tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves this time of year. We want to find the perfect gift. Maybe we want to make sure we receive the gifts we want and not the ones we didn't want. And then there's family, which family can be great. It can also be messy and not so great. We want them to think the way that we want them to think or the way we think they should think. And they want us to be who we used to be when we were this big. And we all know how to push each other's buttons, right? And it's like a reflex. It's like reaction. And so I just want to acknowledge that, And then, this time of year, you add on to that travel, traffic. It gets dark early, can be rainy, we get sick. I mean, all of these things on top of our regular busy lives. And it can be stressful, a reactive time of year. And for some, there's a lot of grief from, things that have happened in the past. Alienation, loss, betrayal, all of these things can come to play this time of year. So I just want to really acknowledge that. I think it's really important that to just say, that's all right here. But the good news is that the light is all here right with it, right? We've all heard this before. The past is a memory, the future is yet to come, but the only place we have to make real contact with our lives is right here and right now. And that's why it's called the present, right? And it really is a gift. So let's be sneaky and unwrap a gift today, right? Right now. Earlier I said that darkness is not a force. You can't have darkness without light. To get darkness, you have to block the light or distance yourself. It's kind of like hot and cold. The heat is the energy, and cold is when you have less of it, right? So I've talked about this before. In fact, last year about this time I did a talk called The Light Within. And I was looking at my notes and I'm like, am I going to use the same analogies over? Well, I'm going to use some new ones. We'll see how they go. In the ancient Middle East, in the desert, they used to make ice before there was like electricity and, all of that. And the way they did it is they would build a big wall, and there would be water coming down in the shadow of that wall, and they would make it thin so it would get cold. And after a few days and nights of being shaded and getting really cold at night, it would turn to ice. And so they would take sticks, and at the end of this runway, they would build a vault out of block, and they would push the ice into that vault, and it would last months down in these vaults. They had ice a long time ago. I'd never known that, but there was something I came up with, and I just thought, that's pretty cool. You can make ice out of shade, right? So I was walking in the desert, and I came across these three guys. And one's carrying a canteen. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's smart. You're going to need some water out here. I come across the next guy, and he's got some jerky. Oh, cool. He's thinking he's going to get hungry. And the next guy is carrying a car door. I'm like, what's up with the car door? You guys, when it gets hot, I can roll down the window. But seriously, you can't make a flashlight that emits dark, right? You have to have light to get dark. And so, the real point of this is that there's not two powers. There's just one. And there's the way we use it. That's all there is. There's not good and evil. It's just how are we going to use this power, right? The analogy I loved that I've used a couple times before is, in Star Wars, there's the Force. And Darth Vader's using the same Force as Luke Skywalker. It's just how they're doing it. So something that happened a couple of weeks ago in preparing for this talk is I came across an Ernest Holmes quote that kind of jarred me and woke me up a little bit. He said, "Don't seek to destroy the person who made the mistake. Work rather to dissolve the mistake itself." It's like, I got to think about that. So back up a week or so before I saw this, I'm working on a job in in the cliffs in Shell Beach, and there's 9 multi-million-dollar homes being built in a small area, each one being built by a different contractor, different time schedules, and it's a zoo down there, okay? And I'm working down the street back of, 3 finished houses, plus the houses that aren't even part of this thing that are the other neighbors. And we're doing a pretty big multi-million-dollar project. And so I'm there, I pull up in the morning, and I'd actually fallen, hurt my arm. I was kind of upset. I work. An hour later, the neighbor comes out, the guy that just finished his house, like 2 days before this. He comes out and he goes, "Hey, can you move your car, man?" I'm like, "No problem." Move my car, move my truck, come back to work. And a little while later, the guy comes out and he's filming with his camera and he's going, "Look at these guys, there's water running down the street. They've backed up the storm drain." And I just lost my stuff on the guy. Seriously, like, not spiritual, bad language. I mean, I didn't attack him, but I was not nice. And I was like, "What is the matter with you? Are you blah, blah, blah?" Wasn't good. And I mean, I ripped up the storm drain and said, "Take a picture. It's not." Okay, so that's how I was. And I was like, "What's going on?" So, I turned around and walked down to the cliffs and looked at the beach for a while, and just, instantly I was calmed down. It was like a road rage thing. And I went, where in the world did that come from? And so, I talked about it. I prayed about it. I was, I did not want to leave. I didn't want to leave that guy with that energy, and I didn't want it in me either. Well, so not because I was thinking about it, but that's when I came across this quote. "We should not seek to destroy the person who made the mistake. Rather, we should erase the mistake itself." And I took this sticky note and stuck it on my rearview mirror in my truck. So I'm driving around with it for a couple of weeks. And a week and a half later, we had prepared for another big concrete pour. We've got 50 yards coming. That's 5 trucks. And we're stacked up down the street right in front of this guy's house. And as fate would have it, he's got his landscapers coming over, and they've got 2 trucks and 5 guys and a trailer. And so it's all going on. And, my job as a project manager is to sort of not do anything, but conduct all of this stuff. So I start taking pictures of the landscape guys because they're backing into the mud, it had rained, so they're dragging mud up and down the street, and we've got tarps out. I mean, we're being really careful not to get mud anywhere because I don't want to get harassed by the neighbors. So the guy comes out, Greg is his name. He comes out, "What are you taking pictures of my guys for?" And I'm like, "Well, they're tracking mud up and down the street, and I don't want to get blamed for it." Well, the long and the short of it is, I start talking to Greg, and it was a completely different energy. We just looked at each other and said, I mean, at first we were complaining about stuff, but pretty soon it was like, "Look, I don't want to mess your life up here. I know you just finished your house. You want to live here. We just have to finish our job. I want to be as respectful to you as we possibly can." He said the same thing. He apologized. He said, "When I came out that day, some other stuff was going on." I said, "Man, I feel the same way. I should have never blown up like that. Let's," pretty soon we were slapping each other on the back, going, "All right, we can do this. It's not going to be a problem." And, it was just such a healing. And it's like, what happened, it was exactly this, right? We stopped blaming each other, and we solved the problem. And it was easy, and it was beautiful. And that's why I love this teaching so much. You know, it's such it's a practical spirituality. Even if I read this and I don't understand it, right? It still works, right? We stopped blaming each other and dissolved the problem. There's one more thing that happened to me this week, or last week. Denise listens to a guy named Tim Ferriss, and she sent me, and she saw that he was interviewing my favorite poet, David White, and I just think his stuff is so beautiful. So I was listening to that podcast, and it was a great interview, really inspiring. And he started to introduce a poem that he wrote called Time. And what he said just floored me. He was talking about how we think that we need more time, we want more time, I don't have enough time, right? Our relationship with time is very interesting. We kind of have a very interesting relationship with it. And what his poem just sort of turned that on its head. He said, we don't need more time. Time needs more of us. We don't need more time. Time needs more of us. And that just hit me. And it occurred to me that the same is true of light. You know, we talk about light this time of year. We talk about it a lot. We talk about how that's the symbol for energy and for what we're in. And we look for it. We need it. We want more of it, right? But the light doesn't need more. We don't need more light. The light needs more of us. It needs more of our attention and less blocking and less blaming and less reacting, right? That's the real lesson that I learned this week. You know, we can turn the other cheek, and we'll see, when we do, we can see that beautiful Christ light in everyone. So last night, I realized I didn't have a call to action in my talk. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to do that. I'm screwing up. And I had saved this from a month ago, and I thought, you know, I'll just share this because it's a great thing. This is from Dignity Health. It's their cancer care pamphlet. I'm not sure why I get it, but I do. And this guy, Peter Gang, he's the manager of mission integration and spiritual care, I assume for Dignity Health. And he wrote this article, simple little article called The Light Within. It's great. It's got more than this in it. But he said the holidays remind us that we can also share this light with one another. Each of you has the unique ability to bring joy and hope into someone's life, whether through a small act of kindness, sharing your story, or simply by being there for someone who needs it. Together we can create a supportive community that reflects the spirit of the season. May the light within you shine brightly, offering peace, healing, and love to all those in your care and to each other. Isn't that amazing? I think that was cool. So I'm going to leave you with one more thing here. Sometimes I think this whole teaching could be summed up in this one simple truth, and it is that you don't have a soul, you are a soul. You don't have life, you are life. You don't have a light, you are the light. So Merry Christmas and Namaste.
Yes, he's coming.
DeLon, you're going to have to start talking longer. Everybody can get up and dance if they want.
Rocking around the Christmas tree and the Christmas party on. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple on tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Woohoo! Yes. What
Jim
else
Peterson
is
on kazoo.
what else is possible? Band, love it. Thank you,
What
you
else
guys.
is possible is Frank Roseri on faux trumpet.
So this is the time I invite our ushers to come forward. And let's, before we do that, give DeLon another round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I loved his story. I loved your stories. Thank you so much, especially the encounter with the man, because I thought about my encounters. And thank you for that wonderful message, DeLon. Thank you, thank you. And I want to wish everybody a wonderful holiday. And also, I want to thank all of you for your givingness. Now, it is that time for our conscious giving. And there are many ways you can give. If you pay with cash, we're going to invite you just to put it in that envelope so we can keep track and acknowledge you at the end of the year. On the back of your program, there's a QR code. And you can take a picture of that in your photo, and you can go directly to PayPal, and bing, bang, bong, there it is. However you want to pay it. It's wonderful. Or you can send a check during the week to our office, and the address is in our bulletin. And so I'm going to ask you to take your gift in your hand and place it over your heart. And if you would please repeat after me. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And thank you, Kate and BJ, for being in service.
God is my source.
God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I
I'm excited about those jingle bells after this to hear about that. So, but right now I'm going to just shine the light of gratitude upon this basket, knowing that it is doing good work not only in the world but right here in this community, knowing that there's a lot of love here in this space, and that this is part of the watering and the nourishment that allows our community to grow, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it. And I also know that we all go forth into this beautiful week with the words that Delon has blessed us with, and that Spirit has blessed us with, knowing that the light is who we are. And so it is.
Thank you, Gina. And I love your look here. That's so cute. I'd like to invite Nancy and the children up here. Nancy is multi-talented. She is a credentialed K through 12 music teacher, and she ran the children's program this morning. Woohoo! Oh, look how cute you look. And I love his outfit, and don't you look adorable?
We had so much fun. We had so much fun today. What we did is we learned about instruments. We used our voices. We really used our voices. We moved, and we even did them all together. These kids are going to be brainy. Okay, and I'm Mrs. Santa today. Mrs. Santa. Yeah. There you go. Go for it, Kaya. All right, you guys, are you in the spirit yet? Okay. Kaya is going to give us our affirmation.
I'm grateful for music because you can really express it by dancing and just singing a lot.
Thank you, Kaya. Now, this person today was very quiet when she talked to me and spoke with me. And I said, Kaya, your voice should be heard. She did a great job, didn't she? Tell us your name.
His name is Archie.
Archie? Did you say hi? Okay. Will you shake your instrument? Thank you, Archie. See how much they loved you? They love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, kids. Bye, Archie. You want to stay with me? No? Okay. I tried. Wonderful, wonderful. So this is the time we're all going to stand up, get in a big circle. If I did everything right, what? What? Oh, announcement angel, BJ. I am so sorry. Come on up. Thank you.
Good morning. Last but not least, your announcements. Okay, we are excited to announce a Wednesday guided meditation with Karen Leary starting Wednesday, January 8th at 6 p.m. at our office on El Camino Real. Karen brings years of experience and deep love for the adventure of self-exploration to her sessions. There's no fee to attend, and love offerings will be gratefully accepted. Bring your yoga mat, pillow, blanket, whatever you need to be comfortable. We have a sign-up sheet in the back table. Also, in January, a new men's connecting circle is starting. And if you have any questions, David's here. You can see him after the service. But David and Travis Hogue are organizing this group that will meet at David's house in Atascadero starting Monday, January 6th at 6 p.m. In today's fast-paced world, we often forget to nurture our spiritual side. So this group is a space to reflect, share, and grow in a supportive, like-minded community of men committed to personal and spiritual transformation. And there's also a sign-up sheet for that at the back table. And our Hearts and Hands team is joyfully delivering the food and hygiene items you are donating to the Atascadero Loaves and Fishes. Also, the Echo Meals have been a great success. The beef and lentil sloppy joes and Doreen's amazing tapioca pudding are a huge hit. So we have decided to do this every other month. So the next meal will be on Thursday, February 6th. So if you would love to prepare and or serve the meal, there is also a sign-up sheet at the back table. And our book of the month is Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And this is Holmes's personal own commentary on his masterpiece, The Science of Mind. The book is available at the back table for $30. And we also have the Science of Mind magazine for November and December, which you can pick up at the back table also for half price at $5. And last but not least, a big shout out to our volunteers and staff. We love and appreciate you so much.
Thank you, BJ. Thank you, thank you. And we just have a few minutes, and I would like to hear from some of you out here, if you're brave, how will you shine your light this week? How will you shine your light this week? Anybody who's brave to say? Yes.
Traveling this week, I'll just be smiling and gentle with my fellow travelers, and especially those who are working at the counters and the check-in and all of that.
Thank you, Gina. Yes, smiling, people that you encounter with. Yes, Betty.
I'm bringing food to Echo on Christmas Eve.
Thank you, Betty. She's bringing food to Echo on Christmas Eve. Anybody over from the band, how will you shine your light?
I tell jokes.
She's going to tell jokes.
One now.
Come over here. Giddy up.
So I'm Joyful Joni, and I share God's love and joy by telling jokes. So I don't know if you know this, but Netflix and Yahoo merged, and they found a facility in Jerusalem, and it's known as Netanyahu.
We have a creative group here today. Yes. Anybody else? How will you shine your light? Being less reactive with family. And I'm going to share something with you, is that we can't tell people enough how much we love them and appreciate them. Don't be afraid to say you love someone, because we never know, life can change on a dime. And we want those last words to be, I love you. All right. So let's hook up, everybody. Thank you. In a nice big circle of life. And as we kind of get together, and thank you, kids, for being here today, and special thanks to Nancy. So much fun. All right. Should we include the band too? go. Here we go. All right. Won't you know with me that you are never, ever alone? That God is where you are right now and always. And all that we ever need to do, just like Delon said, is to turn within. It is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that only knows good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my pocketbook. Life is in my relationships. I think it. I feel it. I believe it. I express it. I accept it. Just the way it is. And just the way it is not. Thank you, life, and thank you, all of you. Woo! Have a safe holiday.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. And the elves are gonna party now that Santa's not around.
The elves been playing poker, probably drinking all night long. Smoke 'em if they gotta, and the blood bring 'em all. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, and the elves are gonna party now that Santa's not around. Well, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. He's coming to town. And the elves are gonna party now that Santa's not around.
Well done. Well done. That was fun. Look at that. Oh, you're good kazoo, man. Trumpet, that old thing that sticks. You can make it go when you want. Oh, the elves are gonna party like
I'm sorry, I tried.
Jim, is this your toy?